What's up, everybody? Poketrev here. I hope you guys are doing okay today. And yeah, so before I get started, a couple things. This is not going to be a Pokemon related video per se. It's something completely different. Although I will be discussing Pokemon to a degree and how it affects this topic. But this is something I've really wanted to do for a little while now. The inspiration originally came from Shiny Vert and a video he did back in December where he just kind of talked about his life a little bit and gave people a little insight into what he was thinking and feeling and, his struggles, etc. And it was a really great, really vulnerable thing that he did, and it really touched me, and it was something that I appreciated him doing. And it became relevant again more recently with Rob Does Pokemon, Rob Burns, when he made his decision to leave content creation, and he kind of talked about what he was dealing with and what he was going through and the aspects of his life that kind of led him to that decision. I want to be clear. I'm not leaving. I'm not going anywhere. This is not going to be one of those I tell you a lot about myself than in the video by taking down the backdrop and calling it a day. Not at all. I do love content creation. I do love the hobby. I really enjoy doing this, but I really wanted to kind of give everybody a bit of insight into who I am and some of the things that I deal with and some of my struggles, especially when it comes to mental health and when it comes to motivation and my content creation. Because I know I get in these waves where I'm really consistent, and I have been more consistent this year so far than I was last year, especially with the Thursday car rips. Those are a lot of fun, and I do enjoy doing those. But I did kind of start doing more of the commentary and drama content, and then tapered off of it a bit. And I will continue to do some more of that. But for my mental health, I kind of had to dial it back, appreciate other people's content, watch their stuff. Just because right now the hobby's in a really weird, dark place. We are kind of living in the darkest timeline of Pokemon, it feels like. And from what I've understood, it's similar to what happened in 2021, but also different at the same time. There's just a lot more and a lot darker things going on. And I can see why people are being turned off by the hobby. I can see why people are leaving the hobby and just kind of taking a seat during all of this, because it is maddening. It's insanity. I've talked to a lot of my friends who are in the community and in the hobby about, their feelings about it. And I spent a lot of time talking to other people in the hobby as well. When it comes to trying to find products in the wild, I basically have to line up with everybody else on days where they restock, and we start talking and just BSing, and it for me has been kind of a good experience, just because it feels like old midnight releases for Call of Duty, and I've said that a few times before, and it's what it reminds me of, because I've had one of the rare good experiences waiting in line for product where we all just kind of talk about this thing we enjoy, but seeing all of the craziness that's happening out there, people fighting in front of vending machines, security guards for stores using their using their position to get ahead in line. It's all, I don't know if that's actually what happened in that video, but it's a bad look. And seeing the people at Costco, it's all so insane, and it's money. This thing we love is being overtaken by the value that it has, according to market standards. And that's a shame, but it's not surprising. Money makes people do stupid things. But mental health and the Pokemon hobby is kind of in a weird place as well, if you're a person like me who suffers from depression and anxiety, it's really hard to look at all of this and feel good about where we are. And, I just want all of you to know, like, it's okay for you to take a step back and focus on yourself and your life, because that's more important than anything that's happening right now with a kid's card game. I struggle deeply with depression, and it's hard to get up and get motivated to do things a lot of days. And it's hard to talk about sometimes too. I also want to apologize. There's not going to be a ton of editing done to this video, and the reason is simply that if I sit down and watch this back long enough, I'll probably just scrap it completely and throw it in the garbage, and it'll never see the light of day, and I don't want to do that, because I do think that I have some important things to say, and I want to say them, and I want to share them. I've never really considered, to the point of sitting down and doing it, sharing anything really truly personal about myself and my life, just because it's I don't know if it's taboo, but it just doesn't seem like, I don't know, something that anybody would want to see or watch or listen to, and maybe nobody does. Maybe people are gonna sit down to this video and just say, nah, I'm good, move on to whatever's next, and that's fine too. This is different, and it's weird, and I don't know if I'll ever do anything like it again, but I'm starting to ramble, and I'm sorry. So anyway, depression. It's something I've had my entire life. It's inexplicable. It doesn't really warn you when you're about to have an episode. Some days I just wake up and I feel sad, and that's okay. Some days I wake up and I feel happy, but I'm also still sad, and that's okay. And some days it just doesn't affect me at all, and I just have a good, normal, fine day. And those are, they're rare, but they happen. They happen. My life is really, really good. I have all the things that I never thought I deserved and always wanted. I have a beautiful wife. I've got 2 beautiful children and another one on the way. Life is really going well for me, but that doesn't change the fact that I still struggle every day, and it's okay to be that way. It's okay to not be okay. Nobody gets it 100% of the time, and that's fine. You're going to struggle. That's part of life. If we didn't struggle, then, we wouldn't be living. And I know it's easy to think that just because somebody is out there doing better than you, that your life isn't going so great. But don't feel that way. There are plenty of reasons why your life might not be great, but don't let somebody else's successes and what they're achieving be what you use to judge your own life, because that's just going to lead you to disaster. Everybody out there who watches this, I just want you to know that I do care about you, and I completely that if you're going through something, I get it, because I've gone through a lot in my life. My life has been a roller coaster of ups and downs. Some of it out of my control, a lot of it completely in my control. And, that's just how life goes. But we have to keep going on, and we have to carry on, and we have to try to do everything in our power to make it better. Another reason why I wanted to sit down and do this, and this is something that, a lot of my closer friends in the hobby know, but I've never really shared on this level before. Again, this might get 10 views and then 10 people, know this about me, but I'm also an alcoholic, and finally, hopefully, for the last time, quit drinking back in September. And on Saturday, I made 6 months sober, and I'm actually putting in work and effort to try and keep it that way. because I can't drink successfully. I have a history of substance abuse problems. I have a history of substance abuse issues, and this year will actually be 7 years since I got clean, and alcohol was kind of the last piece of that puzzle. And I'd gotten sober once before and had stayed sober for a while, and because I had stayed sober for so long, I thought, oh, maybe I'm not an alcoholic. Maybe I don't have this problem. Didn't work out that way, and that's also okay. It's okay to struggle with things. It's okay to put yourself through tough times. It's not okay to give up, though. And I just beg and plead with all of you who are struggling with some of the same things not to give up. If you think you might have a problem, talk to somebody. I am in Discord. My email is, I think, on my it's on my information on my page. If you ever need to talk to somebody, reach out to me. I've always got time to sit and listen to somebody who needs some help. There's so many resources out there. If you think you need help, I just want everybody to remember that life is precious, and even whenever it gets hard, it's still precious. I would be devastated if I found out that anything happened to any of you guys that frequent my channel, that talk to me in Discord. I do consider all of you friends, and I've said it already, but I do care about all of you. So anyway, I hope that this helps somebody potentially. And again, I don't know who all is gonna sit through and watch this. It's kind of rambly and a little disjointed, but I've been thinking about doing it for a long time, and I might do something like this again in the future. It is, I think, good to show people the other side of who we are as content creators, because you see me and I'm just smiling and goofy, and I talk a lot of crap and I have a lot of fun, and that is who I am. I am not just, it's not just a facade necessarily, but I do have a lot of moving parts going on inside, and some of them definitely come into conflict with that side of me that most of you see. And that's not to say that I'm going to be the self-serious person moving forward at all. That's not it. I just kind of wanted you all to get to know me better and get to know who Trevor is. I've been hanging out with y'all for 2 years now, and I look forward to doing this for years to come. But anyway, thank you all for watching, those of you who did. I do appreciate it, and I look forward to seeing you guys again very soon.